JBNN, we keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones and the news. Stadium East gun find increases to 6. The police have seized a total of 6 guns during ongoing operations at the National Stadium East field in St. Andrew. The operation, which started yesterday, has since yielded 6 high-powered weapons, magazines, and a cache of ammunition. The excavated weapons are 1 shotgun, 1 AK-47, 2.45 handguns, and 1 Woolsey submachine gun. Deputy Commissioner of Police Fitz Bailey said the seizure is part of the police anti-gang initiative. Bailey said the find was made based on intelligence received by the police.
JCF, as a part of our anti-crime, anti-gang strategy, we have embarked on a number of initiatives. And from about 2:30 yesterday, we started an intelligence-led operation at the Stadium East. Yesterday we recovered 3 rifles and a number of assorted rounds, along with about 3 or 4 magazines. We continued, the ground was held last night by members of the security force, including the JDF and members from the specialized operation as well as P-Step. And we recommenced our search this morning. And during the search so far we have recovered 3 firearms and a number of assorted rounds. It takes a lot of effort on the part of the police officers from the various units, P-Step, specialized ops, CTOP. We had the military yesterday. It's a very tedious, time-consuming exercise, and what you saw being demonstrated by the officers was the level of commitment, the level of resilience, and they stuck to the task. And as a result of that, we have reaped significant benefits. The operation will continue. We are just taking a little break and we'll continue the operation because we are going to ensure that every firearm that is hidden in the space are recovered. The team is committed. They have shown the level of excitement about their job, and we have no doubt that we are going to succeed.
The operation is being carried out by members of the Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Investigation Branch CTOC, Specialized Operations, the K9 Division, and the Jamaica Defense Force. Murder suspect nabbed in Denham Town. A man suspected of being involved in a murder in Lucy, Hanover last year, is finally set to face the court after months of being on the run following his arrest in Denham Town, West Kingston on January 14. The man, who has been identified as 23-year-old Mark Winter, otherwise called Natty, of Cascade, Hanover, is accused of the shooting death of 33-year-old Stephen Otte at his home in Cashel District, Hanover, on Sunday, August 1, 2021. Winter is believed to be one of 2 men who attacked Otte. Following an interview on Saturday, January 22, Winter was charged with murder. He is scheduled to appear in the Hanover Parish Court on Wednesday, January 26. St. Mary businessman killed after allegedly refusing to hand over firearm to gunman. The police in St. Mary are on a manhunt for the gunman who shot and killed 45-year-old businessman Wayne Williams, otherwise called Norman, near his house in Charlestown on Sunday. Superintendent in charge of the St. Mary Police Division, Bobbitt Morgan, has indicated that Williams was breaking up a property adjacent to his house at about 11 a.m. when 2 loud explosions were heard. A man was shortly after seen entering his house. The man reportedly held up the businessman's common-law wife at gunpoint and demanded Williams' licensed firearm. The woman was allegedly roughed up by the gunman, and she reportedly retrieved the licensed gun and handed it over to the culprit. The woman also reported that after the man left, she heard another explosion outside the house. The gunman reportedly made his escape on foot in nearby bushes. The police were called in, and upon their arrival, the body of the businessman was seen lying on its side with what appeared to be a gunshot wound to the head. The police said the suspect is believed to be about 5 feet 7 inches tall, slim-built, and appears to have bleached skin. Last year, St. Mary recorded a total of 27 murders and 32 homicides in 2020. 66-year-old victim in Nagohead shooting identified. The 66-year-old woman who was shot dead at her home in Nagohead, St. Catherine on Friday has been identified. She's Sharon Ricketts, a vendor of Casino Drive in the Portmore community. A man was also shot and injured in the same incident. Police reports are that about 7:45 p.m., the man was riding his bicycle along the roadway when gunmen attacked him and shot him several times. The gunmen also opened fire at a house, hitting Ricketts, who was inside, before making their escape. Both injured persons were assisted to the hospital, where Ricketts was pronounced dead. The man was admitted for treatment. Investigation into the incident continues. Elderly St. Thomas man jumps from third floor of hospital, dies. An elderly St. Thomas man is dead after allegedly jumping from the third floor of the Princess Margaret Hospital this morning. He is 61-year-old Serrano Warren, a business operator of Georgia in the parish. It is reported that about 2 a.m. Warren was admitted to the hospital on Sunday, was reportedly seen climbing through a window. Hospital staff reportedly failed in their attempts to stop him. Warren was later found on the ground where he was pronounced dead. Chief Executive Officer at Princess Margaret Hospital, Melissa Linton, said that while investigations are ongoing, she understands that Warren rolled from a ledge on the third floor of the male ward. As a unit, we are doing our investigations and gathering reports to ascertain the facts. The matter was also reported to the police and we're working closely with them, she said. Linton confirmed that Warren was a patient at the hospital but did not share what he was being treated for. It is understood that Warren was taken to the hospital after consuming a substance. Dunkirk frozen with fear. A festering family feud has been cited as a trigger for the fatal shooting of 2 persons in Dunkirk, East Kingston on Friday evening. 2 others were wounded in the incident as gunmen reportedly targeted a wake about 7:45 p.m. Most residents were reluctant to speak with journalists, fearing retribution from the gangsters, whose reign of terror has included death threats. At the core of the conflict, residents said, were 2 families whose appetite for violence has caused some parents to mull moving with their children. The 2 deceased persons have been identified as 40-year-old Trevor Campbell, otherwise called Breads, of Bray Street, Kingston 16, and the 22-year-old Tamika Harvey, otherwise called Mumsel, of McIntyre Villa. The wounded were hospitalized. I wish the Pitnam down here could get a decent place to live and move out of this place, said one resident who requested anonymity because of safety concerns. The young woman, she did leave 2 Pitney and she not involved in a nothing and them kill her, the resident said, referencing Harvey. If you see her head mash up. According to the resident, 2 men who are well known in the community are behind most of the violence in the East Kingston community. Armed men reportedly move around with impunity, householders said. Them no care. Them just walk up and down on the corner with them gun, a resident whispered. Lord, this not done now. How foolishness am I go on with, said another resident, who described the killings as unbearable. The community was blanketed by tension on Saturday, even as a strong detachment of police personnel patrolled the streets. One cop, Constable Joel Robinson, delivered an impromptu sermon urging repentance and warning of the consequences of further unrest if the appeal was not heeded. A small group of residents who gathered to listen to Robinson was receptive, acknowledging his on-the-spot sermon with amens. Kingston, Eastern, and Port Royal have been a long-time hub of gang violence. Double amputee gets boost for chicken rearing business. Double amputee Cara Moore now has plans to expand her fledgling chicken rearing business to a 500-bird capacity enterprise that she started after losing her legs to diabetes in 2016 and 2020. The 36-year-old graduate of the College of Agriculture, Science and Education, who is a single mother of 2 boys, aged 14 and 10, and a teenage daughter, was ecstatic on the weekend about her changing fortunes. The small farm whose capacity she had managed to increase to 100 chickens, with assistance from a friend overseas, suffered a major setback when she lost 68 of them during Hurricane Ida last summer, from which she has struggled to recover. Moore, a St. Thomas resident, now has 2 legs to stand on, having received state-of-the-art artificial limbs. Now that I'm able to move around more freely, I can achieve my objective of establishing a big chicken farm so I can take care of my children, Moore said on Saturday. My motivation comes from within, and this gift of 200 baby chicks will go a far way to help me in realizing my dreams, Moore said, after she was presented with 100 chicks and 20 bags of feed by Hypro Business Development Manager Dane Patterson. Surgix Jamaica CEO Winfield Bourbon pledged 100 more chicks at Saturday's Andover exercise at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel on Saturday. The chicken business brings in the income. It is not much, but it gives me a sense of independence. I'm in a better position to do this because I can move again, and a lot of the work will now come off my children, Moore disclosed. Moore, whose situation was made public in the Star, disclosed that her chicken coop can accommodate 300 chicks and she intends to formalize the business with the company's Office of Jamaica. Hitting the target of 500 birds would be difficult, Moore conceded, but she said she was in the chicken business for the long haul. Zion-Cure International Director for Latin America and the Caribbean, Camille Wilson, partnered with the Medical Foundation of Jamaica and iFit distributor for the Caribbean, Susan Watt of Barbados, to present Moore with the prosthetic legs. Watt said the prostheses were comfortable and offered the benefit of being waterproof, thus enabling persons to swim freely. Jamaica reports 1,170 new COVID cases, 5 deaths. Jamaica reported 1,170 new cases of COVID-19 and 5 virus-related deaths on Sunday. This pushed the total number of cases of the virus since the start of the pandemic to 120,682 and the death toll to 2,599. Of the newly reported cases, there were 660 females and 457 males with ages ranging from 7 days to 103 years. The cases were recorded in St. Catherine, 247, Kingston and St. Andrew, 227, St. James, 156, St. Anne, 116, Trelawney, 81, Westmoreland, 48, Clarendon, 44, Manchester, 44, St. Mary, 39, Hanover, 33, St. Thomas, 32, St. Elizabeth, 28, and Portland, 24. Meanwhile, the latest victims include 2 males ages 72 and 75 and 2 females ages 70 and 79 from Kingston and St. Andrew, whose deaths were previously reported under investigation. A 75-year-old female from St. Catherine was also among the latest fatalities. The deaths occurred between September 21 and January 2022. 6 deaths were reported under investigation, while another was reported as coincidental. According to the latest statistics from the Ministry of Health and Wellness, the country also recorded 189 new recoveries, bringing the total number of recoveries to 68,463. The positivity rate from the latest batch of testing was 48%. There are 546 people hospitalized, 27 of them critically ill. There are 12,820 confirmed active cases on the island. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.